And then 3, what are you most proud of? So, let's see, what am I going to talk about here? What has changed the most? I know Sergeant Martinez and we talked about this. I went around asking the more seasoned folks. And it came down to 3 things. Number 1, the physical fitness test. When we came in, all you did, it was real rough. You put, you put like a little heart monitor thing on and you rode a bike for 2 minutes. And you were done. Now it's great. There were no consequences if you failed. Then we had to start running and doing push-ups and sit-ups. And now the new one is a 2-mile run with push-ups and sit-ups. So it's just getting harder and harder out there. That one changed a lot. Technology is the other thing that's changed a lot. Back when I got in, the only person who had a cell phone was my dad. Like, he was the only one who had one. And it was like, I would literally sit at a little booth at the academy and use a calling card for my younger folks who don't know what that is. It's a little card that you prepaid for, and you dial the numbers, and then you could connect long distance. And that was a big deal, long distance calls. So technology. And I honestly forget what the third thing was. But there have been 2 things that have not changed in my career. Number 1, the dedication and patriotism of all the airmen here, and the pride that you all show in doing your job. And this next one, I am so happy to say, for almost 30 years, the New York Mets and the Dallas Cowboys have not won a damn thing. What has changed the most? The advice will be the last. The second thing. What was the second one that I gave you? Was changed the most? What advice would be? What's that?
What are you most proud of?
Oh, what am I most proud of? So, I'm most proud of, this is a common theme. Honestly, the thing I'm most proud of is being able to serve with all of you. Thank you for coming. It is an honor. That's what I'm most proud of. But then I got thinking. And it has to be the tale of the burning dump truck. For those of you, the burning dump truck. So it was like 5:30 in the morning. And I was doing my morning run around here on the campus. And I was on the far side. And I was like, something smells like a sparkler. Like one of those fireworks. I'm like, what? I peeked my head around. Looked at the flight line, didn't see anything. What is going on? Came around, and then I saw there was smoke coming up from the vehicle yard, the vehicle maintenance yard. I'm like, what is going on over here? Ran over there, and it looked like they were welding. There were sparks flying. So I went in the yard, here this dump truck's like catching fire, raging inferno. So called the fire department, and they came in quickly, doused it, and then cleaned it up. The vehicle maintenance guys were like, nothing happened. And then Jay Thomas said, go look at the truck. And he's like, oh yeah. But the funny part about the burning dump truck is we heard it in almost every stand-up for a year and a half. There would always be dump truck, fire. And then I tell Jay, and then people, people are talking about it again. And then even Colonel G gave me a wing coin. There it is, the burning dump truck. It was in the Air Force.mil article. So I said the burning dump truck, but actually, this is why you lead. I'm going to have to read this text that I got. Sorry, bear with me. This is why you lead. So it says Sunday morning. It was a Sunday morning, and I got this text in December. Hi, sir. I just wanted to reach out and thank you. I don't know if you know this, but your support helped save my life, not once, but twice. And for helping me out, and I'm not going to go into the specifics into her situations. And again, with the support you provided when one of her relatives died. I'm in a much better place right now, and me and my family are thriving, and I don't know that we would have been possible without you having my back the way you did. So once again, thank you for everything. That's why you lead, is so you can help your folks out. So that is what I'm most proud of, is being able to save someone's life. And then what advice would I give on the serious side? Be yourself, be genuine, and people will respect you for that. Now, if you're a Cowboys fan, don't go quite that far, okay? Don't go quite that far. So be genuine, be forthright, and really engage with people. Care for them, care about what you do. I care about what I do. So care about them. Respect, show respect to people. When you respect them, they'll respect you back. And if you're not respectful, you know, people may obey you, but they won't go above and beyond. When you show that mutual respect, folks will go above and beyond. So now, bringing in some props like Aunt Bethany over here. Live like someone left the gate open. That's why I asked to bring this here. So we have 2 beagles and a skinny mixed dog thing. And she, if you leave the gate open this wide, they are flying out. They are flying out the door. And life's like that. You might not have a lot of opportunities, so when you get them, make the most of them. Okay? Make the most of them. I'm not trying to think of the time in my career when I did that, and it came to the when the Chief of Defense of Cyprus came out last year, right after the Eagles won the Super Bowl. And, you know, Colonel Shadows asked me, hey, can you give a mission brief? I said, sure. Gave a mission brief, and then the Chief of Defense and his group were, you know, just, saying hi to people. And I was like, oh, yeah, here's my opportunity. So I had from the Eagles Super Bowl run a tag, like my instructor one, that said, go Birds. I know it was out of regs, but I wore it around the week before. I can give this guy the symbol of the #1 football team in the country. So I went to his aide and said, hey, do you mind if I give this to him? He said, oh, yeah, that's cool. I gave it to him, and his face lit up. And he's like, go Birds! Go Birds! Go Birds! And he kept on saying it. It was awesome. So that was my live like someone left the gate open moment. I told this one out yesterday. This is a figure of the Rock. So live with attitude. So those of you unfamiliar with wrestling, the Attitude Era was an era where all bets were off. And it was a free-for-all. And much like that, live in the open. You know, take the most, be yourself, have attitude up there. And this is going to be Jen's favorite one that I'm presenting. Bring your belts to the game. Bring your belt to the game. What does that mean, though? What does that mean? Don't be afraid of what other people think of you. Because it only matters what you think of yourself, right? So the reason that I bring the belt up is I bought this right before the NFC Championship game last year, and we got tickets. That was one of the meetings that was canceled for purposes. And got tickets to the game, and I had this. I put it at the front door, and she's like, "Do not bring that to the game." I was like, "Oh, okay." So then she got in the shower, and I folded it up, put it on the front seat. And then we got to the game, and we have Eagles everything. And I put it out right away. It was the first thing. And she's like, put that away. You're an embarrassment. And then what do I always tell you when you get mad? I said, calm yourself, Doctor. That comes from a passage from Star Trek 3. Dr. McCoy was afraid Captain Kirk would run into the space dock. So he says, calm yourself, Doctor. So I always tell Jen, calm yourself. And then less than a minute after having this up, some guy came stumbling and mumbling up, hey, you make that yourself? Like, oh yeah, that iron foundry we have. And then there had to be 24 people throughout the tailgate. Can I get a picture with that? Can I hold that? How much do you charge to get a picture with that? And Jen's like, I could tell she wasn't happy. It's all because you're being yourself. Bring your belt to the game, right? Bring your belt to the game. And finally, the last piece of advice I have is, and it'll take Philadelphia fans to realize, live life in the 700 level. So for my Philly fans who have history, this was the very tippy top level of Veterans Stadium. It was a stadium that was before Citizens Bank and Lincoln Financial Field. and it was a free-for-all at Eagles games. And there was a reason I was not allowed. I realized later I wasn't allowed to see the Eagles till I was like 16. And it's not like it is now. Fighting, smoking, you could smoke there. You know, people just, it's free for all. Throwing shoes, you know, there weren't enough troughs, so there were people peeing in it. It was, you know, just free for all. Now I'm not saying start smoking and drinking, or peeing in public, or in the same. Although, Colonel Lease, you might be able to relate to this. At the academy, freshman year, the upperclassmen, especially if they're mean ones, would stop you for any little thing. So you're going to the bathroom, you know, you had to go on the walls and, you know, square your corners and stuff. I had to go to the bathroom, and I got yelled at for knowledge stuff for like 5 minutes. And I had to go to the bathroom, like, oh crap. So came back, and I said to my roommates, you don't even know this story. I said to my roommates, I've had it. The sink will be used. I said, they do it at the vet. And they're like, okay, so that's to avoid that. So that is a transferable skill. But what I mean by living life in the 700 level is, like I said, just be yourself. You know, it's, you know, I mean, behave, but